morning. Hey, get out of there. Get out of there. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello. It's Rita. I want to see if people are on. Yes, they are on. Hi. Hi, everyone. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue, and we are here for today's Cricut Chat. Good morning. Hi, Donna. And we had some big announcements yesterday, so I thought that I would go over some of them. There were a lot, so I decided to break it down into different segments so that it wouldn't get too overwhelming. Because it was overwhelming for me when I first learned about them. So I figured you guys might be feeling the same way. So yesterday we heard from Ashish Arora, our CEO of Cricut, and he introduced a number of brand new products and services for Cricut. The biggest one being this, which is it's called the Autopress. It is the Cricut version of a large heat press. And when I say Cricut version, it means, oh my goodness, in Arizona, Dion. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hi. Yeah, so when I say Cricut version, you have to know that everything that Cricut does, first of all, it looks good. Okay, it's a nice looking machine, and it has been tested hundreds, if not thousands, of times for safety, accuracy, and all the rest. I've seen them go through and work on projects now. This Autopress is the work of, after 3 years of concept to design to implementation, testing, and retesting. This is not something that, somebody had an idea and then they created a mock-up and sent it over somewhere to have them mass produced. This is the iPhone of heat presses. So, yesterday, of course, there'll always be people who have to complain. The thing is that it is priced high. And one thing you have to understand is that this is the market price, right? So when you look at all the other presses out there, and they explain this to me, okay? When you look at all the other presses out there were some that were cheap, very inexpensive, and then they go up into sort of a mid-range, and then a professional range, like huge press that are thousands and thousands of dollars. So they wanted to bring it down to that sort of prosumer, which is like a professional consumer sort of level. And this is what they came up with. And is it expensive? Yes. Is it for everybody? No, it's not. And just like everything that Cricut produces, not everything is going to be for everybody. So for me, from my perspective as a Cricut product expert, all I need to do is show you what the features are. It's your job to determine if it's something that you want to spend your money on. I'm not going to tell you need to spend your money on this, but I'm going to tell you what it features, and I'll show you all the different ins and outs. So the Autopress is only one of many products that were launched yesterday. Another product was the hat press. It's going to launch at $150. It works with an app that is an awesome app, and that I want to show you. It includes like a head form, so you can do all kinds of rounded things. And I'm sure people will try it on things other than hats. It's got a really neat plate that's rounded. They also re-engineered and reintroduced the easy presses in three sizes. They have a mini, they have a 9x9, and then they have the 12x10. The mini still uses the heat guide, but the 12x10 and the 9x9 both use that app. And then the app is another thing. It's like the heat guide, but it actually communicates with those presses. Does the app work for this? No, it doesn't, because this has its own control pod, and this communicates with the machine, and it's a very integrated product. So you don't need Bluetooth for this, but if you want to use the other machines using the app, you can. Will they backtrack and make the other machines capable of use with the app? No, they're not going to do that, but they'll still function. They'll still function the way that they have functioned all along, the way you learned about them. So this is what's called innovation. Yes, you can. The app will be free. And yes, you can look up things. I'm pretty sure. I'll be really honest with you. They've been very secretive. Until yesterday, they were very, very secretive for very good reason. This is a competitive field. Already you've seen people putting out presses and things like that. Um, all over the place and copying or mimicking Cricut. This is bound to happen. But when they're coming out with a brand new launch, as they did yesterday, they spend millions of dollars to launch these products. And they don't want other people to launch them for them, because, and I think it behooves us to follow that lead, because they're the ones that know it the best, and all we need to do is to see what they come up with. It's very similar to when a phone comes out, or a new printer comes out, or a new computer comes out. You'll always have people that will say, yeah, but, or you do this cheaper or whatever. And okay, go ahead, do that. But you by cutting down the company, it's not helping you, and it's not helping others. You can kind of say, yep, it's beautiful, blah blah. It's just not for me. And I'll be really, really honest with you. Would I buy this if would I buy this right now in the place that I'm in now? No, I wouldn't. I'm so glad that it was given to me and that I got to use it, though. And if I were to do a business, or even if I were like a Girl Scout mom, or a work with like the chamber, or I also work with like a lot of like charities and everything, this is perfect for that, because I'm going to be able to make perfect t-shirts just like at the t-shirt shop. And let's go back a little bit and think about 10 years ago, when somebody wanted a t-shirt, and before there were easy presses, and we were all like buying that stuff at Staples, and I remember doing one for my own business, and it came out so awful, but I was so proud of it. And it was a really cool shirt that I made with my logo for my business, and it felt so cool, because I didn't have the money to buy a bunch of shirts that way, but my sister and I wanted to have shirts, and so we made our own, and that was pretty cool. I wish that we had easy presses then, but we did it. And so when my sister's junior baseball or softball league needed shirts, um I did tell her, I said, I could make these with my easy press, but if you need more than 10, it's just way better to probably just go ahead and do it at a t-shirt shop, and don't want to take away from the t-shirt shop. But this, it's like your own t-shirt shop. Okay. And that I want to show you how all that works. Um, and so I I oh, okay. Yeah. The thing is, I'm not forcing anybody, and Cricut's not forcing anybody to buy anything. I'm simply going to show you how it works, and you make the decision if it's going to work for you. Okay. And we're going to look at all the machines that are out there, not just this one, but today we're going to look at this one. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to try a number of different kinds of iron-on, including um, infusible ink. And we're going to do glitter vinyl. This is something I did just before we came on. Let me just show you. This was done with the Autopress. And look how lovely. I mean, that looks like something I could sell in a shop for sure. And it's beautiful. And then here is with the regular everyday iron on. And this was the smart iron on everyday. Um, these two things were done with infusible ink, and I do have an infusible ink to show you. So first of all, there are questions, I know, and I will try to answer them. I'll try to look at the link. And here's the other thing. No, Christine, I do want to tell you that today is International Women's Day. And because of that, I decided, I have a friend that loves RBG. And so I decided to make her this t-shirt. And I have used this also in some of the cutouts that I've done. Okay. So those I got at Etsy actually last year when she died. Was it last year or was it 2020? I think it was 2020. Sorry, time has gotten away with me. This one here, the Empowered Women Empower Women, is in Design Space, and you can look it up by just typing in the word women, and I thought I would choose that. This Ukraine is one that I created, and I can try to give you just this one. If you want to do a Ukrainian shirt, I can give you that. All it is text that I colored and made into a rectangle. Okay. So we're going to do a few things with this. First of all, the thing that you need to know. Yeah, Bran. Yeah. Um, you did, Annette. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So this is called the Autopress. It is what it's like an oversized kind of like a clamshell. It does move very nice, gently, and all of this. When it's off, it can be in a lock position. There's a lock on the side here. It's hard for me to move this machine to show you because it does weigh about 60 pounds, maybe a little less. Okay. But there is a lock that will lock the machine and keep it closed when it's not in use. Also, when it's not in use, if it's taking up too much table space, it can be placed on here on the back, sort of on its bottom, and sort of stowed away maybe in between table or something like that. I've actually put mine on a upside down tote under my desk so that you guys couldn't see it, but it's rather heavy, and doing an unboxing of this would have taken like all the strength I had. I am not a very strong person, so for me it was better for me to unbox it and to show you, and then I got a chance to use it. So when it's open, I want to just point out all the heat is here. There's no heat on the side, on the back, or here. This is the handle, and it does have a slight give to it. So when you press it down, there is a slight, like almost like a quarter of an inch, maybe half an inch, that when you close it like this, the machine knows that it's going to be in use, and then it takes over. So the machine decides that the pressure is what the pressure is going to be. Now, I have had problems with pressure. Again, I'm kind of a little old lady here. I using these, it's called the easy press, right? But I've never been one to have a lot of strength in my upper arm. So I remember when before easy presses we used irons, and it was awful. I was putting my iron on the floor and standing on my iron, and like with my feet standing on my iron, so that I would get pressure for it to work. So some people still use their irons, and that's great for them. And that's wonderful that Cricut has created product that can work for that. And so that's considered that. And then they went to the easy presses, the easy press, and that's easy, right? But the pressing part was always the issue for me, because I didn't know how much to press, and I don't have a whole lot of upper body strength. So this is really kind of cool because it decides. The other thing that was kind of mentioned and not really gone over is that the machine can accommodate things as thick as 2 inches. So for all of the people that like to make wooden signs, like the 1/2 inch, 1 inch, whatever wooden signs, now you can easily do that with this machine, because 2 inches is going to still apply the correct pressure and the correct time there. Okay. The other thing, as far as safety goes, is one of the things that they looked at quite a bit was with the big clunky presses that are out there. There was a lot of burns that were happening from the side. I can be a very clumsy person, crafter, right? And so I could imagine that that would happen to me. I've burned myself on the easy press even. But what I like about this is that all that heat is up here. And even though Frankie, the cat, was coming by yesterday, I didn't feel like, I'm like, he's going to feel that heat up here and he's going to stay away. But yeah, you have to be careful because it's hot. But just like with the easy press, but I feel like it's all up there and I can still work here. Okay. Now, speaking of here, or what's called the platen, and I'm learning so much myself, this is a special pad that was created just for this. Now, this is I believe it's a 12 by 14. I don't know if I have my ruler. Where's my ruler? But it's big. Let me just check this whole thing. So 10, yeah, so it's like 14 inches by a little over, let's see, about 11 inches, so 11 by 14, which accommodates quite a few things, including these tote bags. It also, what about these? These, I could never do pillow shams before, especially with infusible ink. I could never do infusible ink pillow shams because I could never get the pressure right. And it was so frustrating. So I did avoid it. I did. So I could do something like this. And this is an infusible ink pillow sham, which I would have to iron out the creases on, right? But I could do this and not have to worry about, do I need to move it? Because this is a very large heat surface, okay? This is also removable. So you could work on this. Hypothetically, you could just work on this and then put it on your machine, and it's not going to slip because it has all these grippies on the bottom, okay? So you do it your way, whatever you want to do. So let's talk about the pod. So this is the pod. Okay, so this is a pod. It has two little handle things on it. It will not turn on unless you turn the machine on, and the machine turns on right here. So let's turn on the machine, and then we will take this control pod and we will play around with whatever temperature we want and whatever time we want. Okay. Now, how do you know what temperature to set? Well, the heat guide is still there and it's going to remain. It will be updated, but it will be listed here. Right now, I'm using the Easy Press 2 as an example. So let's go ahead and use Easy Press 2. So today I have cut out a number of things. I cut out glitter. I cut out infusible ink. I cut out everyday iron-on. So let's start with glitter iron-on, okay? So I would choose it from the list, glitter iron-on. And what should we put it on? I cut out this really large, I think we should put it on a tote. I cut out this really large RGB Women Belong. So that other one, I cut it out big. So I thought this would look really cool on a tote bag. Okay. So I cut it out 11.5 by 11.5 inches. This was done with smart vinyl, and I did do it on my Explore 3. I also have this, which I cut out in infusible ink. So we'll do that. And then where's the third one? We have this one, which is everyday iron-on that I still need to weave. Okay. And if we have time, I could probably do a foil one. So let's start with the glitter iron-on. And so we're going to put in glitter iron-on, and I'm going to put it on cotton canvas because it's a tote, okay? And it has an Easy Press mat. So I'm going to hit apply, and I'll see that I need to preheat for 5 seconds. And you still do need to do the preheat, but you don't need to do the flipping and the pressing like you used to, okay? So preheat for 5 seconds. It needs to be on 270 degrees. So I'm going to go here with my pod, and I'm going to choose 270. But I'm not going to choose the 30 seconds because I want to do the preheat. So I will preheat for 5 seconds. So now you see that these little squiggly lines are indicating they're red. So that means that it's not heated up yet. It's getting there. It might take a few minutes, and that's okay. And I'm just going to I'll put the pod right here while we get together what we're going to do. So we decided we're going to do the tote bag, which, where is my tote bag? I had an extra one here. Hold on. Here we go. So here is the tote bag. I want to make sure I didn't make this too big. At first I put the tote bag in like this, and then I thought it's going to be really hard to see that. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll put this tote bag in with the handles up here, and it fits. There's plenty of room up here. Okay. And then here is my my cutout. I think what I will do, just for demonstration purposes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. Just, I don't know, for me it will give me a better feel for the exact boundaries of this. And I don't think you need to do this. However, I think for me, it's going to be easier feel. The other thing that you don't necessarily need to do, but I have learned because I am a longtime animal owner, is you should try to get yourself one of these and clean off the surface with any hair. You can also clean the back of this off like this. Isn't that cool? because sometimes the hair is just floating in the air and it ends up on the material. And then what happens is you get hair that's stuck between your tote and the material. And then, and that always happens to me. So I figure let's show you what I do. Okay. So now it's ready for preheating. Also, it's going to take out those wrinkles. Remember, preheating is super important. It takes off any sizing, any kind of moisture that's in it. It's an important part you do not want to skip, okay? And so that's why we've set our pod. See, now it's green. We've set it for 5 seconds. Now all I'm going to do is close it. I want to make sure you can see that. And I'm going to pull the handle down, as I said, ever so slightly. That's all the pressure I need to do. And then immediately it counts down to the 5 seconds. When the 5 seconds is done, it opens up. Now I'm going to switch this to 30 seconds because that's how long we need for this to go. All right. I'm just being real picky about this, I know, but listen, I have hair all over me all the time. Okay. So I'm just having a look, making sure I weeded everything and it looks great. I'm going to place it on here. Now it is actually slightly bigger. It feels slightly bigger right here. So I think I'm either going to have to move it up just a little bit. All right. Okay, I think this is going to work. I want to just make sure. I feel like, okay, here we go. All right. So now we have it set for 30 seconds. We're going to bring it down. Again, we're going to press down ever so gently. It's just like a 1/2 inch. And then you'll see that it's working. And there's the pod going down from the timer. So you don't have to watch the clock. How many times have I said that, you know, you have to, I have a followers. What's going on? I'm not even watching the, now. Okay. It's dog confetti. Yes, it sure is. But look, now it's going to be done and it's just going to automatically open for us. Now, if you're working on a number of projects, you can just kind of keep it there. If you forget about it, like I would do, and you walk away after 15 minutes of inactivity, it will turn itself off. Okay. So it's power saving as well as reminder saving. Now I am a little worried that this up here didn't get pressed. So I want to make sure I do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it again this way. I hadn't thought of that, but I'm going to press it again this way and see if we can't make sure that it gets done correctly. Now this one, perhaps I could have done it for less. It's not going to ruin the press. And remember, you're going to experiment with it. If you want to do layering, you can also do layering the same way that you've been doing it. If you want to do one on top of the other. Someone gave me the tip yesterday of taking infusible ink and glitter iron on and layering them. And in that event, oh good, it does look like it's done fine there. Okay, in the event, and it's got to cool, by the way, it's got to cool. So let's go ahead and move this over here. So in the event that you are wanting to put infusible ink onto a non-high polyester count, somebody told me about a trick where you can layer infusible ink with glitter iron-on, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to bring you down here just to show you this. So this is something I did with infusible ink. And remember, you have to kind of rip infusible ink because it is a paper. So here is the infusible ink paper. This is from the recent what mystery box, the bright bow. It has this adorable paper in there. So we're just going to want to make sure that I don't rip where I'm not supposed to. So I gotta keep an eye on this. But this is the Empowered Women. All right. There we go. Now, certainly, if you're going to do 20 of these, you'd probably cut them out first, and then you do it sort of in like a grouping. So you cut them out, you weed them all, you get the shirts ready, and then you press the shirts or whatever. But I'm a home crafter, so I don't do that piecemeal type of thing. I tend to do one project at a time, sometimes two. And so this would be my normal mode. Now, while I'm doing this, I might be thinking, I got to set my press to the proper temperature. So I am. So I'm going to go here to my heat guide, and I'm going to change it to infusible ink transfer sheet. And the base material is going to be, let's do a t-shirt and the easy press matte. So I need to change my temperature to 385. So let's go ahead and do 385 here, and then it will take some time to, and I have to preheat for 15 seconds. See that? So now we're waiting for that to happen. And we can finish this. So remember with this stuff, I always cut this with more pressure on my machine because I don't like it when the paper sort of rips and sort of comes away. But we can go and we can fix that before we do the pressing. So Empowered, I have this friend named Emily, and she is writing a book. And she's also head of promotions on the farm that I work with. So I figured she's really into women's empowerment. So I figured I'm going to make her this shirt. I made the shirt for the director last week, or the Tuesday one I made for her. Remember the 2/22 day? Almost done here, which is fine because it's still not ready. Okay. So I have to be careful of, like, here. I know some people say, oh, no, you don't have to worry about that, but I want to be careful of that. All right. And then here. Okay. So it says Empowered Women Empower Women. Remember, this is infusible ink transfer sheet. So you're going to be putting this on the shirt like that. And this design will come off. This is actually ink that will get heated up and turned into a gas. And then the gas, with the pressure and heat of the press, will embed itself into the product. But you do need to use an infusible ink or a high polyester count shirt for this to work. Okay, so this is still heating up to the 385. So we'll wait for it. But in the meantime, let's have a look at this shirt and see what it's going to look like. So here's the shirt. I want to see what it looks like on there. Empowered women, empower women. This is going to look really cool. And it's got all kinds of things like butterflies and rainbows and, I don't know, hearts and stars and stuff. So I think she's going to really like this. But it's got black in there, so that's why I chose this black sleeve here. I hope it's going to fit her. She's pretty small. So so here we go. I believe it's almost done. Kind of funny that it's doing this, but let's try preheating anyway. There it is. Okay. I used to have an oven that did that. All right. So it's ready for preheating. So I'm going to pull it down like this. And it's starting the 15 seconds for the preheat. And remember, it's infusible ink. So we do need to use butcher paper. And that comes inside of the box of infusible ink. So there we go. It's all nice and pressed. But I am still going to use my lint roller, get all that Frankie and doggy hair off, and anything else. Like, I mean, even if you don't have a dog, you're you know, there's dust particles or whatever, your own hair, stuff like that. So there we go. And let's take our cutout. I'm going to go back up a little bit. All right, so here's our cutout. Let's see, we'll place it right here. I'm going to stand up because I want to make sure I've got it absolutely straight. Yeah. Okay. And it is infusible ink, so I am going to use my butcher paper, and I'm going to go back to my heat guide and find out how long this is going to press. 40 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to choose on my pod, scroll to 40 seconds. And then, you ready? It's all in the platen. That's awesome. We're going to pull it down. And again, you have to pull it down like about a half an inch. Then you can hear the motor going, because that is what's doing the pressure. And look, I'm touching all over this. There's nothing hot about the outside of this. Isn't that great? For somebody clumsy like me, I like this feature. The heat is all contained in that heat plate. And there you go. So there is our countdown. Whoops, I'm putting it the wrong place. There's the countdown. Yeah, sorry about that. And there's the countdown. It's going to open up. Whoo! It sent the paper flying. Now, it's still hot, so I'm going to just remove it while it's hot. I'm just going to, what am I talking? I'm going to be careful of it because it's still hot. But actually, infusible ink, normally you would do the back, right? Well, you don't have to do the back on this one. And if you're careful, you can pick up the infusible. I want to make sure I'm in the camera. Right away. There. Is that not amazing? Empowered women, empower women. I love the saying. I love this infusible ink. And let's get up real close so you can see. This is embedded into the shirt. There's nothing that can come off. Just like with our other Easy Press with the infusible ink, it does a most terrific job. This easily could sell on Etsy or whatever for, I don't know what you'd sell it for, 30 bucks or something. Really, really professional and beautiful. It's going to make a great gift as well. And you're not going to get it back because they washed it and it came off. By the way, as far as washing goes, you can wash this right away. Usually with iron-on, you cannot wash right away. You have to wait at least, I think, 24 hours. So now let's go the opposite way. We're going to weed this. This is a white iron-on bit. This is also Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So I have my pod set for 385, but I'm going to switch from Infusible ink back to just plain cotton and everyday iron-on. So I'm going to choose everyday iron-on, and then I'm going to choose cotton, easy press matte. And you see I have to reduce the temperature to 315. So I'm going to do that. And let's see how long that takes. And while that is reducing, I'm going to also set it 315 for 15 seconds. So while it's doing that, it's going to reduce, which I think is something I thought of because I've done this before, but like sometimes I want to do different kinds in a demo. Does it reduce the heat? You know, like when you're baking something and it says start off, like when you're making a pumpkin pie, it says 425 for 20 minutes, reduce heat to 350, and then, you know, cook for 55 minutes. I always wondered, do you reduce the heat and wait for it to hit the 350? I mean, I never could figure that out. Still can't, obviously. But this, we're actually getting it down to the proper temperature, and it's actually almost there, which is pretty cool. It's probably going to beat me in terms of me having this cutout ready. So while I'm doing this, I just want to remind you guys that there is a giveaway going on in March. And I wanted to add these things, but I couldn't. So maybe next month we'll add different things. I can based on the amount of money that I get from Cricut, I probably will never be able to give away the Autopress, but the other ones definitely are up for grabs. So look for that. But if you haven't already, do make sure that you have put your name in at least once, but you can do it every day just by following me on YouTube. Once you follow me on YouTube, come back the next day all the way up until March 30th and get your name in simply by commenting, liking, sharing my videos. I have over 800 videos on YouTube. I also have on Facebook, and I do now broadcast on Facebook. So go ahead and follow me. When you follow me on YouTube, you will get notification that I'm live. So if you're kind of always missing it, make sure that you're followed and that little bell is on, and that bell will tell you. Just want to make sure I got this right. Aha. Yeah. The bell will tell you that I am live. But just for your, rule of thumb, I do go live Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. And then I come on the weekend in different times. But we've been doing like a date night on Saturday night. We had fun this last week. What did we do this last week? Oh, we did all kinds of things. We did cutaway cards, and we also did epoxy resin, not epoxy resin, UV resin. All right, I got her eyeball, and I want to make sure I get that pupil right. Why did not come up? Okay. So it says, fight for the things you care about. All right. And let's see, for this one, we just got to the right time. So this one, I'm going to use an old shirt that actually has a stain on it. And I want to cover the stain so I can use the shirt again. And here's the stain right here. So this is me being super frugal, but also being able to show you what's going on. All right. So I'm going to just smooth this out like this. And I'm going to do the 5 seconds. I did it for, did I do the right thing? 15. I never changed it. All right. I didn't do it right. Let's go back to the heat guide. Make sure 30 seconds. I need to have it on for the actual press. So 3:15 and 30 seconds. So now you can see that stain really good. Hey, we can revitalize clothes that I haven't worn this shirt because it has that stain and I don't know how to get it out. I bet it's salad dressing. I'm terrible with salad dressing. All right, so I'm using this and I'm going to purposefully cover it up with her hair. Isn't that great? I'm going to move it up a little bit though. All right. Yep. All right, we ready? We're ready to do this. You can't see it. Yep, sorry. All right, ready? Now we're ready. See, our little pod is on 3:15 for 30 seconds. I'm going to do the 30 seconds. See how it's counting down. Now, I see here on my little corners, they're not done. I think this was just a little too big. See that right here? So I can actually put this back under the machine and do it for a few seconds, which I think that I will do because I really want this to come out nice. Okay, fight for the things you care about. So it's still a little hot. Let's get it off here. And let's let it cool down. And while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put glitter iron on again. And I'm choosing canvas. That might have been the thing. Did I choose canvas before? Yeah. So I'm going to reduce the heat to 270 so we can get those little corners. Now, you could also, if you have your Easy Press Mini, and you see that this little, see there, that little corner isn't attached because it was just too big. You can use your Easy Press Mini for that. And it's a good, the Easy Press Mini is a good in a pinch little thing. Unfortunately, my dog ate my Easy Press Mini plug and that is causing some issues because my friend has not. So this is almost all done here, you see, but I just want to get this part right here. And it's a possibility because of the handles that might be the reason that it didn't get those sides like that. So there's nothing wrong with having to go back and do it a little bit. So, all right. In the meantime, let's take this and get this off. I folded it. I hope that's not going to cause a problem. I did fold it, so this does not look right. But that looks good. And There we go. And now I have a shirt that I can wear again. Fight for the things you care about. Did I get a hair in there? I think no, I didn't. I didn't get the hair in there. And I get my favorite Ruth Bader Ginsburg for International Women's Day. Isn't that awesome? And also, while we're waiting for that to heat up, just show you this is how glitter worked on this. I made this slightly smaller than this, so I'm thinking that might be what the issue is. But look at how beautiful it came out. The Yeah, not the one thing. It came out beautiful. So this is the Ukrainian shirt that I did in. I think this is Arial Bold. That's the font that was. It's not a Cricut font. It's actually a Macintosh, and it's also available in Windows based. So that's all it is. I stand with, and then Ukraine, and then I changed the colors to be the blue for the sky, and the yellow for the wheat of Ukraine. And I cut that out of regular easy press using the smart vinyl. I cut out more than one, of course, and then all I did was I took it, put it on this shirt. I did use the tape, so that I could make sure that it didn't move. Let's move this so it's ready. I want to get those right there. I hope that this works. I think it will work. And it's just counting down. So that is about it for today for the Autopress. I'm sure we could spend hours doing it, but we don't have hours, and or you don't have hours. You can't spend hours and hours with me as much as I would like that. And so I don't want to keep you too long, but what, did I make mistakes? And somebody is calling me on it. Sorry. I make mistakes. And that's just how it is. I make mistakes all the time, and that's sort of what crafting is about, is learning from them and not repeating them or coming up with different ways to get around them. And no tool is perfect, so this is a pretty awesome tool. Again, if you're joining us late, Cricut is not making you buy another machine. You have to decide. You decide what's best for you, and go ahead and purchase it if you want to. The Autopress, which I'm going to turn off now, I just want to show you. The Autopress is a gorgeous machine, and it is extremely well designed. It is priced that way as well. It will not be available for purchase until May. And if you decide to purchase this or any of the other presses, I would so love if you used my affiliate link. You won't be able to get a percentage off that way. However, if you are an Access member, a subscriber, then you will get 10% off even the machines. So whether you choose like this, 10% off of $1,000 is $100. So that's pretty cool. Or the hat press, which is $149. So 10% of that would be $15 off. And then there are the other easy presses, which we're going to go over as well. Okay. Now, tomorrow I'm going back to my maker, and we're going to be doing a paper craft. But then on Thursday, we are going to do the hat press. I just haven't had time to play with the hat press enough. So I want to make sure that I know what I'm doing and I can show you exactly how it works. The regular Easy Press works exactly the same as the old Easy Press, except that it has the special uh, app. Okay. And I don't have the app on my iPad yet, so I can't really show you unless I can figure out a different way to record. So thank you all for coming today. And I really, really appreciate the time that you give me. Thank you. Do not forget to get your name in. There's only a couple more days for the Sunflower Cutie giveaway. That's all you have to do there is follow me on Facebook. And by the way, we hit the 16,000 mark with that promotion. And so now we're over 16,000 followers on, it's a stain saver. Yeah, it is. Is there infusible ink theme that has the peace sign? No, there's rainbow though. Infusible ink is really, really fun. And when I first started doing Murphy's oil soap, removing salad stain. Okay, thank you, Nan. Thank you. I love you guys. You're so helpful. And I want you to remember, thank you, Kirsten. I also think I'll probably be getting my Anagriffin Empress machine. So I want to play with that too and show you guys how that works as well. So you have a lovely day crafting, and I will see you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock, same time, same place, and we'll do another great Cricut craft. Take care, everyone. Bye.